last time the Sixers and the Heat played, the Heat were at full strength, and the Sixers played without Embiid, and guess who won? March 21st, the Sixers defeated the Miami Heat as 8.5-point home favorites at the Wells Fargo's 8.5-point home dogs at the Wells Fargo Center back in March. And I'm not sure if that's going to carry over, but I do know another thing, and I'll turn it over to you, is that when the Sixers play without Embiid, they play faster. And I believe it's between 5, 6, or 7 possessions per game. And that's why initially here I'm leaning over. But let's hear what you have to say about this matchup and any best bet direction that you're going to take us.
Yeah, you mentioned Embiid being out. That's obviously huge for the 76ers here. On Miami side, the reason why I've kind of held off on this game, there's just a laundry list of players on their injury report right now. There's Butler, Tucker, Martin, Strus, and Harrell. They're all game time decision at this point. And from what I read, they're all, true questionable status. I didn't see one that was probable or likely to play or anything like that. So that's the only reason why I'm kind of staying out this game for a while until I get a more solid status on these players. From a regular season matchup standpoint, you mentioned that last game where Embiid didn't play. You know who else didn't play? Harden didn't play that game either. So for Philly, Maxey, Milton, and Korkmaz, they went off that game. And I think there was only 2 games the Sixers played without Embiid post All-Star break. So that's obviously we're after the trade deadline with Harden, and the other one was against Detroit. So I don't know if that we could put too much onto that, but those 2 games where Embiid didn't play, Maxey just balled out. And obviously he's been playing really well in the playoffs as well. So that he might be someone to look towards as far as, a lot of people, when we're talking like props for this game specifically, a lot of people are just going to go straight to Harden, right? Because he's going to be, the ball, he's going to have the ball in his hands for a majority of the time. But the games where Embiid was out for those 2 games post All-Star break, Maxey really took off as far as scoring. So you would probably want to look towards his over points props. That's one way that I would look at this game at this point, not knowing who's playing for Miami. From a total aspect, I do agree with the over. I think obviously they're going to play. They should, be playing a faster pace here without Embiid, kind of, playing that one-on-one post game. And if that works out, and Philly hits the threes, that's going to have Miami have to push the pace here. So I agree with the look towards the over as well. From the side perspective, I really can't. It's really hard, at this point when you don't really know who's playing for Miami. But the only person that we know who is out is Lowry. So that to me, I think that still is a plus for Maxey on the prop side. So, that's my look on this game. There's really it's just tough from a side perspective. So, yeah, those are my look for this game.
Yeah, I like the look too. I think Miami's defense is going to have to change their usual style. They like to protect the rim and also the paint area. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Doc Rivers come out with a really small lineup of perimeter sharpshooters. And Yang probably be the best or the tallest guy on the court for the Sixers at 6'7", and obviously he's not in the game as a starter to replace Embiid, who is more than a foot taller, or not more than a foot tall. You know what I'm saying? Half a foot. Let's give it that.
Yeah.
More than a foot taller in terms of what he brings to the game, and the usage rate for Embiid is in the low 30%. So that's like 34% of the time he's involved in a score. But I do think the Sixers have a squad that can score points on this Miami defense if they can the three. If they can the three, it's going to go way over the total. So I actually like this total all the way up to like 211.5. And I think the winner scores at least 111 on their own merit.